and life.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another edition of Vampire the Masquerade, the YouTube experience, Zuster City, the Sabbat. Tonight our scene is opening up in Georgetown Lutheran Church, where Jacob is currently just taking his time with the homeless people and those who are sort of, distraught and distressed, and even those who are lost in their faith. He is currently helping ladle some food out with one of his herd members, Courtney. He has a stray thought. It passes through his head. Mother Bergman, how she seems so humane still. Not that it's necessarily a bad quality to be charitable, to be conscious of one's others. But surely in the night and what the Sabbat is, there must come a balance. So Jacob is going to take out his cell phone and he is going to send a text message to Kristen. It will read, "Hello, Mother Bergman, how are you? Send."
Mm, Kristen is actually not doing much. She is walking walking around through Time Bandit territory. As she receives a text, she just looks at it. Mother Bergman, what's that about? She's like frowning a little bit and then pressing the reply button. She's like, yeah, fine. How are you?
Jacob will reply, "I'm very well. It's Jacob, you know. I was wondering, are you busy? Want to, hang out?" Smiley face. Send.
She looks at her phone again. Jacob, yes, she definitely remembers him. She presses again reply and sends back, sure, why not? Where would you like to meet?
Jacob will, send her a message and his response will be, "Right now I'm at the church in Georgetown, the Lutheran one. Would you like to come by?" Question mark. Send.
Mm, Reply will read, yes, I will drop by. Give me a moment, cause I need to figure out about public transport, how to get there easily.
Um, Jacob seeing that question, he will send, "Oh, I'll send a car for you if you'd like?" Question mark. Send.
Reply, sure, yeah, and pick me up at this and that address.
Jacob will see it and he'll call up one of his retainers. And in a few moments, let's say, I don't know, 20 minutes, if Kirsten is waiting outside or inside, a black sedan will pull up and a horn will beep.
Kristen is waiting outside as the address that she gave is actually not a place of the Time Bandits itself, but just a random address where she just happened to walk by. So she will step into the car and they will drive off.
Mm-hmm. The driver, he looks like ex-military, but he has a very pleasant-looking face. He looks back to you in the seat and he'll smile. "So you're a friend of Mr. Burns?"
Yeah, we've met a few times.
"Very well, very well. I hope you two will have a very good evening tonight, ma'am." And he'll just turn on a radio for you. He'll flip through whatever channels. He'll just try to make your trip very pleasant. And in some time you will arrive to the very dirty and gritty Georgetown, Skid Row as you can imagine it.
She
It's the only
Kristen,
piece of architecture.
go ahead.
No, go on. Oh,
Kristen is. Wait, we have a delay. Okay, I'll just go on. Kristen is getting out of the car, looking around. She thanks the driver really politely that he was willing to drive her all the way from whatever the place was within time and territory to here, and she just looks around, sees if she can spot Jacob.
um, Jacob is actually waiting inside at the moment, but the driver will text Jacob to let him know that Kirsten's been dropped off, and he'll greet you at the door. Ah, hello, Kirsten. How are you? Want to come in?
Oh yes, please. I've not been here before. Place looks lovely. You can see that.
It's
You can notice that she just hesitates at lovely.
hmm. Well, Jacob smiles and he'll nod. I love the architecture, very germane. Come this way. And for a Lutheran church, it's not like Catholic churches. It's not great in its iconography and its paintings or anything of that. It's more humble, more devoid of those kind of things, but it's very sanctified in a certain sense. Um, yeah, the pews are made out of a very dark stained oak, and the walls are washed white. The vaulted ceiling has just a little bit of wood that frames out and holds the rafters together. And in the foreground, you'll see the very modest pulpit. And you also see like a few kids running around, and they're just rambunctious and just playing. Ah, yes, this is a nice place. I like to keep it here. This is where I like to do my charitable work. How do you feel about God, Miss Kirsten?
Mm, She actually, as she entered, you could have immediately seen. You could have seen that she's just making a cross with her hands, like in front of her body, and she's just looking very respectful at this point. Smiled as she saw the kids passing by, and she's like, "I, I'm a devoted Christian. It's really a beautiful place."
Oh, sorry about that, ladies
No,
and
it's
gentlemen.
fine.
We do have a storm here, so I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Please continue.
Things happens. Well, Kristen, as she entered the church, she immediately just made a cross, like in front of her body, and she smiles as she sees the kids passing by, and she just answers you. It's like, I'm a really devoted Christian. I used to go to church like I don't know 4 or 5 times a week, sometimes every day. Uh, Lately, I've not been going there because I was a little bit afraid to actually enter. I mean, James said that we are servants of God and that we just help him differently, but I still have to get used to the idea. I mean, serving God by being doing wicked deeds, it feels wrong.
Hmm. You'll see Jacob make a very, serious look. He's really considering everything you're saying. No, you're right. You're right. It does seem wrong, and it seemed wrong at first for me too. But my sire had a way of beating it into me that this was erroneous thinking. Think about it like this. Most humans, and he kind of hushes his tone. Most humans run around every day being worse than we are, with no purpose in life. I mean, they honestly, most of them at least, only briefly think about God. But here you and I are standing. living testaments of God's presence in this world. Yes, it might seem that we're doing wicked things. However, I mean, when you're as close to God as we are, well, our actions would seem terrible in their eyes. Don't let their morality be your morality.
Yeah, James kind of said the same, but I still find it like really difficult to actually do that. I mean, just like yesterday, yesterday I I killed a man and we made him one of our own, and it's just like really weird. I mean, I can do it, but I still have to get it doesn't come natural to me. And when I like look at James and Murdoch and Chunk, they just seem to be so used to it already.
Hmm. Well, yes, the brutality that the Sabbat offers can be desensitizing. But maybe you shouldn't take that spark, that hesitation that is within you, be considered as a weakness, but instead a strength. You should think that maybe in your own soul that you're seeking out a balance for all the brutality that we do. What actual good can we do? A lot of vampires tend to think of themselves just as monsters. But no, we're more than that. We can be more than that. I mean, that's why you see these children here late at night. Do you know how many orphans we produce? Quite a few. I'm hoping one of these days I can make an orphanage for them.
So you are actually sort of repaying?
Hmm, I guess you could put it that way, you know? Some people might actually think that's a little too humane, but I'm not human. You've seen me. I'm the furthest thing from it. But I am still a child of God, as well being a child of Cain. And when Cain's kingdom comes back once again, well, do you think our Father would want us to be wallowing in our own monstrosity and our own gore and blood? No. Well, you can actually see Jacob taking a very personal stance to that idea.
Hmm. So Cain is our father? Like I said, James explained it to me, but it's the way he explains it, it's really difficult to actually understand it. I mean, he is not a man who follows God and who wants to follow in his footsteps. So it's really difficult to translate his words into a way that makes sense to me.
Hmm. Hmm. I can understand. I can understand. You know what? I think I have the perfect example for you. Jacob will will leave you where you're standing for a moment, and you're gonna go see him talk. He's gonna leave. He's gonna go to another section of the church. He's going to speak to his herd member Courtney and just tell her that he is going to go off for a little while. He'll return. If he doesn't, he'll be back at the fort. All of that. Um, yeah, and when Jacob returns, he'll have his biker jacket with him, and he'll ask you, "Oh, Barry, do you mind motorcycles?"
Um, I've never actually been on one. I can drive a car, but not. I've never really been on a motorcycle before.
No worries, no worries. Don't worry, I'm a safe driver. Well, at least when I'm trying to be safe. Typically, when I'm not trying to be safe, that's when I kind of fuck shit up. But don't worry, I won't have us get into any kind of car wrecks tonight. By the way, are you hungry? Do you need anything to eat before we go?
Mm, no, I think I'm still good after I drained that human yesterday, and yeah, I'm good.
Very well, very well. And yeah, Jacob will lead you out to the front, and there's his Harley Davidson bike. He'll jump on, he'll pat the seat for you. Come on, climb aboard.
Mm, Kristen, she just looks at the motorcycle, doubts, but in the end, she just gets up. It's like there's this moment of hesitation, but she gets up anyway. She sits behind Jacob and just wraps her arms around his waist, just holding on like tightly.
Okay. Yeah, Jacob will, start the engine. He's gonna go a decent cruising speed. He's gonna obey the speed limits, the red lights, all of that. He ain't gonna try to attract any attention like this right now. And after a few minutes, you will see that we're coming up to Zuster City's psychiatric ward. Not really sure where in the city that would be, but I'm sure every city has one. So when we get there, he'll park the bike and we'll start walking in. And as we go through the double doors, there's going to be the nurse at the desk, and Jacob's going to say to the lady, "Excuse me, ma'am. My name is Jacob Burns. I'm looking for one George Van Morrison. I'm his attorney." And yeah, she will look through the roster. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I remember you. It's been a while since you've visited him. It's kind of late, sir. Don't you think you should come back in the morning? I know, but it's really important. It's about his business and his wife. You know how it is. And she'd say, oh, sir, I know, but there are rules. Jacob's gonna lean in and he's gonna tell her, just let me go by. Can you roll me 5 dice for dominate level 2?
Yep, yep. Oh, that's 6. You got 3 successes if it's difficulty 6.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, she will hand us the passes and we'll walk right on through. And as we're going there and we get into the elevator and whatnot, Jacob's going to explain. Now, you see, Kirsten, Mr. Van Morrison is a very wealthy man, but in his wealth, he he lost a part of himself. He lost his connection to God. His wealth made him lazy, gluttonous, avaricious. You know those sins, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hmm. And then one day I decided to pay him a visit. Now, I had many vampires that I needed to find protection from the daylight for, but I needed some help. And without really much of a penny in my pocket, I went to them for help. Of course, I couldn't take a no for an answer. That's because I have my duties to my brothers and sisters. But at the same time, I have a duty to God, and thereby a duty to them. I explained to Mr. Van Morrison that I was going to help him, and help him I did. You have to understand, you see, I locked him up in this place. I forced him to sign the power of attorney over to me, on the condition that he would remain here, safe, quiet, and sound, and no harm would come to his wife. But in the meantime, what he doesn't know is that I've been helping his wife expand his business. You've ever read the book of Job?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have.
Ah, then maybe can start seeing the correlation. I'm the devil in his life. I tested him because his faith was built on the premise that he was rewarded, that he was rich. But I take that all the way. Does he still have his faith in God? You see, we are monsters and we are devils, but the devil originally, he wasn't evil for the sake of being evil. He was only doing the Lord's work to test the faith of man. And tonight, I guess, we are going to see what his test results are. So,
Okay.
as the doors open, we're going to go down to the particular desk and hand in our passes, and they'll be a little bit surprised, but hey, we got the passes in our hand, and one of the what do you call them? The security guards, you know, the wards there, will lead us to his padded cell, and he'll say, no, take your time, but you know, don't get too close. And he'll lock the door. Well, he won't lock the door behind us, but we're uh, we're in the room with
Mhm.
this very weak-looking, starry-eyed, frizzly-haired, kind of 50-year-old looking man, and he'll instantaneously shriek in my presence. Oh God, not you, not you. Yes, yes, it's me. But look, I brought a friend. Mr. Van Morrison, I want you to say hello to my friend Kirsten. He'll just regard you. What have you done
Uh,
to my wife?
Kristen
No, sorry.
will actually step forward a few paces, um, hesitate a little bit, looking back at Jacob, and she can't really help herself at this point as she just stretches out her hands to grasp those of the human, and she really feels sorry for him now. It's like all the things that she did yesterday, where she tried to be a good Canaanite, they just go out of the window as she just sees this man who is shrinking and shrieking and scared. She just wants to help him.
Well, you see, Kirsten, I think right now we should ask him a few questions. Why don't you get to know George? George, introduce yourself. He'll look at you and say, my name is George. George Van Morrison. I, I can't tell you why I'm here, or it'll hurt my family.
Kristen will kneel down beside this man, George, and she'll just look at him and smile. And well, she actually has, I believe she actually has appearance 4, so let me just give it a quick look. Yeah, she has. Wow. Why the fuck did I do that? And she just looks at him and smiles like really gently, and she says, well, hi, George. My name is Kristen, and don't worry, he's not out to hurt your family. You just listen to what he says, and everything I'm sure will be alright.
Jacob will take a step forward and kneel down. Now, George, got some good news. Guess what? Your wife is fine, perfect health, and she's been doing a great job. I am proud of her. A matter of fact, you want to know something? She has all by herself, I guess maybe a little bit of help from me, is opening up a new art theater, and your names are going to be right on the marquee. How does that sound? He's going to look a little, wide-eyed and kind of look to her, look to Kirsten like, is he serious? Is he fucking with me?
Kristen doesn't quite know if he's serious or not, so she just nods and she says, it's true, you know? It's really alright.
George is going to he's gonna kind of like like kneel to his head um by Jacob's lap. He's gonna say, "Please, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I just want to be with my wife. You can take all the money. I don't care." George, what did I tell you before? I don't want all your money. I have all the money I needed from you. I gave you my word that so long as you were here and you didn't say anything, didn't try to break out, and your wife performed admirably, which she did, everything would be fine. But really, the question is now, do you now appreciate all the wealth that God has already given you? Do you now appreciate that God has looked out for you in all the times before when you never thanked Him? Hmm? Tell me, Kirsten, look into his soul for me. Tell me what he feels, what he sees.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, what you see.
I think I can actually do that. Eyes of Chaos. Perception occult. Or, so that's 3 successes for, let's see. Um, oh wait. Eyes of Occult is for a stranger diff. Mm, difficulty 9 actually. Yeah, it's difficulty 9, so that won't make it only 1 success, but still the success. So she will just look forward into these men, this man's eyes, and she just smiles ever so sweetly as she is trying to see if she can find that inner calmness within the madness that's raving not only through his head but through hers as well, and to see if she can combine those two cores of calmness within the madness and see if she can actually find out about this guy's nature.
Yeah, well, with one success, you will see that he's definitely very sorry. He's very he's seeking redemption for certain.
Kristen will pull back and just smiles again as she winks to George, and she nods to Jacob. She says, "Well, I can tell that he's really sorry. He wants to be forgiven."
Hmm. Well, of course, I'm not the one that has been wronged, and I cannot forgive him. But I do believe that enough time has passed, and if you give him the okay, well then, George, my good man, I think it's time we'll let you go. I'll have all the paperworks for your release made up for in the morning, and I'll have a car to bring you home, back into the arms of your loving wife. But remember, George, remember, I am now going to be watching over you. I do not want to see you slip up on this path. What God has to offer you is so great. Don't lose it. Here, let me give you my blessing. Jacob's going to take his head, going to take George's by the hair, pull it back, and he's going to bite into his teeth, bite into his wrist with his teeth. And he's going to put a blood point in his mouth. And you hear him gurgle back. There you go. There you go, George. He'll wipe the blood from his mouth. And Jacob is going to look him in the eyes. Can you please roll me dice against a difficulty of 5?
How many dice? Sorry.
Six, please.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, while you're doing that, Kristen's gonna make sure that she is blocking any security cameras with her body, so that they won't see that you're actually pulling out your fangs and sucking blood from this poor, poor, poor George.
Oh no, I'm giving him blood, but they won't
Oh,
see Jacob in a camera anyway.
oh, that's true, but she doesn't know that.
All
You have
right, true.
one success.
One success. Okay, so for right now, the memory of this blood transfer is going to not be in his head. He's not going to know that he just got bound to Jacob. Not right away. It'll come back to him later, but for the rest of the night, he's going to be all right. And yeah, as we make our way out, Jacob will just go by the desk. He'll tell the guard, he'll tell the guard like, ah, yeah, I'm his, I have the power of attorney over him, and he'll sign whatever papers are necessary to okay his release, and he'll have someone come by in the morning to pick him up. And with that, we're gonna make our way back downstairs towards the front door, and back near the motorcycle. But before we get on, Jacob's going to ask, so, tell me, Kristen, do you see what good we can do even though we use our wicked methods?
Yes, by scaring humans of us and of the devil, even though we don't follow him necessarily, will bring them closer to God.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, there are so many people out there with no faith whatsoever. But when they take a look at us, what could they believe? What's left for them to believe? How could they rationalize our existence?
Hmm. It is difficult though. I must say at this point I am more wrestling with when can I use what I'm best at, and when is it not allowed. I mean, yesterday we were just doing this car race, and it it seemed that if I would have used my powers at that moment, it would actually have been okay, but it's like only on specific people. Like, I'm not allowed to use it on my pack mates, and I can get that because you need to trust your pack. But if we're practicing, why can't I use it then? And I can use it on like other members of the Sabbat, even ghouls. But don't aren't we supposed to fight alongside each other?
Oh, yes. You'll see that, Jacob's face is kind of like quizzically looking at you as if you're speaking an alien language because he doesn't really understand that Kirsten has been, that this has been what she's been put through. No, you're right. You have to hone your skills. I mean, I can understand that, well, one shouldn't use their claws on a feral claws on a pack mate, but at the same time, well, we're the Sabbat, we roughhouse. We have to train with each other. Hmm.
It's difficult. I mean, I've seen Yo-Yo use his claws, even on junk, yet they don't want me to use, well, my dementation on as practice. It's confusing me, and I just don't I tried not to use it yesterday, and I didn't, even when we were like totally embracing those two. It's I'm just confused. I need to figure this out. I need to work this out.
Hmm. Well, Kirsten, maybe here's the truth, and don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to turn you against your packmates. No, I'm not trying to elicit any treachery. But what I think, if you want, maybe it's because you have the most powerful discipline amongst them all. Maybe it's because they're afraid of what you can do.
I don't know. They don't seem to be afraid. I can't really
Then,
imagine anyone being actually afraid of me. I mean,
hmm, have you ever tried to strike terror in someone?
yeah, with James, at the ice skating track.
And you did one hell of a job.
Yeah. I, well, the main thing, I can understand that you don't use it on your packmates, but why use it on other Sabbat why is it okay to use it on other Sabbat members? I mean, like I said, aren't we all in this together? Aren't we all supposed to, I mean, the way I see it, Sabbat is an army of God, and each pack is its own small little legion. And I know legion is the wrong word because a legion has a specific amount of numbers, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. I mean, history never really was my strong point, but I can use it on like other members of the Sabbat, but not on my packmates, and that's with Dementation. How about Dominate? I've seen James use Dominate. Can I use it on like my pack members or not? And if not, why not? Why can I not train my skills while others can train their strength? I mean, I'm not strong.
But Kirsten, you are strong. You can defeat them with your mind, if you wanted to. Although I'm not saying that you want to, nor am I saying that you should, but you can.
Hmm.
You need a moment of true self-actualization. You need to see probably why your power is so dangerous, because then, and only then, can you truly understand its magnitude, so that you can not repress it, but truly control it.
Well, we did pull a prank on James yesterday. It was kind of funny, but I still was like, I'm still unsure whether it was actually right for us to do that. We actually, well, Murdoch had a human whom he had transformed into almost looking similar to Yo-Yo.
Hmm.
And then James came in and he was like, he totally, he totally finished that human just because it looked like Yo-Yo. He was like freaking out on it, and it wouldn't have been half as funny if I hadn't used dementation. But on the other hand, it's of course not funny at all because we actually ended a life, and we ended not just that one, but like I said, we did. At that point, she just silences as this realization that she has actually been a part of killing certain humans. It just hits her, and she she feels bad about it.
Uh, hmm. Could roll me 4 dice for perception empathy.
Because Kristen is still rather high in humanity. You have one success.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Jacob sees this. He'll actually go up to Kirsten and give her a hug. Aw, there. Don't worry. Well, I mean, I can understand this first person you're talking about. Because you did end a life, but you said that you embraced them. Our blood is a key to immortality. So, I mean, look. we're not really dead. Sure, we have no heartbeat, we have no pulse, we don't have a breath, but I mean, are we in the ground rotting? No. Maybe this feeling is overlapped with what you did to James, and granted, I can understand why he would be furious, but I can see from your standpoint that you were only trying to help. Sometimes gifts like that are rarely appreciated. But what happened with this other person? Why do you feel bad about that? What went wrong?
Um, well, it was we were having a car race with Murdoch and James and this woman, Ghoul. I don't quite know her. Um, and we've kind of bound humans in front of our cars and just started racing. And the trick was to actually keep the human alive. And my human was really quite helpful. His name was Dane, and he actually he I, I think he enjoyed it. And he actually gave like ideas and tips because I'm not used to racing. So, and he even took a few shots at the others. So I was really keen to just, keep him alive. We actually won ish. Well, we would have won if Murdoch hadn't decided to cheat. But yeah, I didn't really care about winning as much as I cared about keeping him alive. But he got shot, and I think the only way I could just give him something of a life was like training him and embracing him, and we ended up the three of us embracing him.
Hmm. Well, you brought us about yet another warrior and another brother into the life. I don't think that's necessarily something you should condemn yourself for.
But still, if we hadn't put him in front of our trucks, then if I
Yeah.
would have just driven better, he wouldn't have gotten shot.
Hmm. Well, I'm guessing that this was a game of instinct.
Yeah, that's what they call it. It's like I said, it was the idea, I believe, of what was her name? Alice or something? I don't know. I should know, but I mean,
Oh, Alice, funny looking little ghoul girl with the eye.
yeah.
Oh, I know Alice. Ah, yes, yes, we're close friends. Wait. You said there were two embraces, and one of them was a ghoul?
I I said that?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see Jacob pinch the bridge of his nose. He's gonna step back from you for a moment. Um, roll his self-control at the lower difficulty because you blasted him with demontation not too long ago. What should the difficulty be?
Um, First of all, how many dice?
3.
Okay. Um, I use demontation on you to decrease, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and this is a friend of yours who got embraced. Difficulty. Well, it's not going to be lower, so I would go for either standard or maybe like a 6, 7, maybe 8 if you really cared about her a lot.
Well, there's some other mitigating factors. Let's break even and call it 7.
Okay. And then with lower difficulty, it would probably be like 5.
Yeah.
You control
Okay.
yourself.
You will see Jacob trying to mock the sensation of breathing in. Kristen, please tell me that you didn't embrace Alice. Please tell me that you didn't do that.
Well, I didn't suck her dry if I didn't drain her, but there was also my blood in that cup, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Do you want to go to a bar for a few drinks?
Mm, okay, at this point, Kristen is gonna roll perception empathy to see if that's really genuine, if she's just at this point afraid that you might do something to her.
Okay, go for it.
I will. Go dice. Yay, that's a bad roll. I
What's the
can't actually.
difficulty?
I'm just gonna take standard difficulty. I could roll it against your subterfuge if you want. In that case, I have two successes.
No, no, well, you would still get it. You'd still get it. Yeah, no, Jacob is honestly asking you, let's go get a drink. His, this is, we've got to have a talk.
Okay, fine, sure.
Jacob will get on his bike, offer you the seat again, if you take it.
She does, but you can feel by the way that she is holding you that she's still a bit nervous because she saw that reaction. That she's like I already said before, she's still like confused about when she can act and when she can't act. So it's like apparently okay to embrace a human but not a ghoul, and not a friend, but it was okay because didn't he just say that that it was a gift that they actually gave? So why not give it to the ghoul? And so she's really confused at this point because you seem to be bothered by the ghoul and not by the human, while in fact it's like all the same gift. So
They're going to drive, and Jacob's still going to maintain. You know what? No, roll my drive and dex. That would be 5 dice against standard difficulty.
mhm. Oh fuck, that's a botch.
Okay. Okay. This is what will happen. uh, as they're on their way to the bar, Jacob, because he's in his mind, he's thinking of what was being said, thinking of what has happened, think of what's going on, and what all the repercussions of this is. He, at some point, he blows just a red light, and a couple of cops appear, and they just flag us down. And what would you do? Would you tell Jacob to pull over or to keep going for it?
Mm, Kristen's looking behind because she notices that Jacob is not paying attention, and she's not quite sure if he sees actually the cops. And she's like um, tapping on the shoulder. She's like, Jacob, there, cops, there.
Okay, okay. Yeah, Jacob will look
Um,
behind him.
pull over. Just do that. Just I don't know how many. I we can take him, right?
Yeah. When Jacob pulls over, he'll look to Kirsten and just say, "Relax, I got this." Unless, of course, if I don't, then we'll just get out of here.
Hmm.
And yeah, they'll wait on the bike, and one of the cops will walk over, leaving his partner in the car. And he's gonna say, "You know how fast you were going, son?" Jacob will look at him and just say, "Fuck off and get back into your car and go away." You roll me 5 dice for level 2 dominate.
2 successes.
All right. The cop, yeah, he will go back towards his car, and yeah, Jacob is going to just rev up the engine while he's walking back, and we'll pull off. We'll go in the car. Him and his partner will have some kind of argument about like what the fuck was that, and the cop won't really realize it. But by that time, we're off. We're gone because he'll hit high speed. And yeah, well, we'll make it to the bar. We'll make it to the bar, and we'll step in. It's a very divey, hole in the wall kind of bar. The way Jacob likes it, and when we'll get in there, it's packed with a few patrons. Jacob is going to tell the bartender, his other herd girl, Chelsea, bring up a bottle and deliver it to the office. Jacob will lead you into an office, and we're going to sit down across the desk. He'll sit in his chair. He'll sit in your chair. He's going to pull out some shot glasses from the drawer. And Chelsea will walk in a few minutes later and bring a bottle of. It'll look like a bottled wine, but it's actually human blood that's been drained from some of the patrons that have been liquored up. So, yeah, he'll pour you a shot, and he's gonna pour himself a shot, and he'll hold up a cup for you, and he'll cheers you, and he'll drink the shot back, and he's gonna slam it on the table, and go back to pinching the bridge of his nose. Like, oh my fucking god, I can't believe you guys embraced her.
Kristen will she will get the cup. She doesn't really slam it backwards because she's not really used to. Um, she actually never drank alcohol before in her life, so she's not familiar with a shot glass. So she sips of it. And she really keeps a close eye on Jacob. It's like she does not want anything to happen at this point, so she's really nervous.
Jacob will finally like fold his hands and look at Kirsten, and he's gonna say this. Mother Bergman, look, as a fellow priest, I believe we have a unsaid, unspoken duty to try to negotiate diplomatically any problems that may arise between our pacts. As far as I'm concerned, I'm extending this courtesy to you because, as I said, you're a priest.
I
So,
am.
I'm sorry? Say
I
again?
am. Kristen doesn't know that she's a priest, actually. No one ever told her that.
God, I'm sorry, out of character. Is Lenore the priest?
Yes.
Oh,
But that's fine. I mean, you have met the priest of the Time Bandit who introduced herself as Kristen Bergman. So you are very right to assume that she is. But she's like, I have
okay.
no idea what you're talking about.
All right. Then I would just suggest you sit there and nod. Okay. I love Malkavians. Anyway. Yeah. So Jacob is going to go on, and he's not going to see really your reaction because he's kind of looking like over your shoulder to a point in space, because he's just still processing everything. So, Mother Bergman, yes, this is why it's a problem, and I feel kind of bad because surely I must have just confused you. Why embracing a ghoul would be a problem, and why a human isn't. You have to understand, sometimes certain people, whether they are human or ghoul, are of such a status that they become untouchable. I am going to assume you didn't know this, and I'm going to assume, for right now, that the other Time Bandits didn't know this. But Miss Alice was a part of a ongoing Black Hand operation that was supposed to go down next week, or maybe a week and a half from now, depending on the schedule. But Aside from her skill, her knowledge, and prowess, her ability to walk in the day was key.
I
Now, we don't have that anymore. And that's the big picture. Honestly, in my opinion, that's the big picture. In the small picture, yes, 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 she was a friend of mine. I would have wanted to embrace her at some point in time. I wouldn't have. Well, no, this is my assumption. Did she ask for the embrace?
mm, I can't really tell because I was busy with uh, the mail I just mentioned when they.
Understand, understandable. Say no more. Say no more. I'm just going to have to assume that she resisted this. I've known Alice. She's very resistant to wanting to become a canite. In any case, like I said, she was a friend of mine, not only a friend, but a liaison to my pack. She is like, she was somewhat of a freelance retainer to me, not only to me, but also to my boss. Do you know who my boss is?
No, I have no idea.
My boss is His Excellency Arthur Thane.
I think I've heard that name, though I've never had the pleasure of meeting this gentleman in real.
Hmm. Yes. Yes. That's good. That's
Well,
very good.
maybe I have met him once, but um, I kind of miss a few months or a certain period of time apparently between when I was human and when I wasn't. And apparently I was some other person because people recognized me and they actually say that I did different things at that age, but I just don't remember it. So it might actually be that I've met him, but I can't remember.
Ah, I see. I see. Well, hmm. Yes. So you see her nature, well, not her nature, but her profession in being a freelance ghoul for hire of sorts. That
Hmm.
was her bread and butter. That was her routine, for lack of a better word. The embrace, yes, it gave her immortality, but it also took from her and from the Sabbat at large a very important key pawn in the grand scheme of things. Now, I am going to try and do my best to defuse this situation. I would suggest to you, Mother Bergman, that you speak to the other time bandits and let them know what repercussions might be befalling them because of this action. This is not a threat. Please do not take what I am saying as a threat. No, this I can assure you is a big, big problem.
Hmm. I didn't know that.
No, 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 no. It's. Wait a minute. Hold on, hold on. You see Jacob kind of like connecting some dots here. May I just ask a quick question? Did she come there alone?
As far as I know, she did.
Hmm, that is strange. Well, all right.
Why?
Well, no, I gave her a canite to protect her, a member of the bastards. It was a part of their creation rights to watch over her. Just want to imagine she would uh, put herself in that situation without them.
Well, she came alone. Yeah. Well, she had a human already with her to get on her car, but I never saw anyone else besides us when it came to the Canaanites.
Hmm. Very well. I'll have to ask Screwball what has happened to her, if I can find Screwball.
Was it a male or a female?
A female.
Ah, yeah.
Um, is
She.
there something else?
Mm, I think, to be quite honest, that Alice might have wanted to get rid of her, as I now remember she was there, but Alice basically pulled her out of the trunk and used her as the start line of the race.
You're going to see Jacob roll his eyes and slam his head on the desk. He'll take a level of bashing damage for it. Oh my god. Was she in the passenger side?
I'm pretty sure it was the trunk.
She was in the oh, she was in the trunk. Oh god. Is that Canite still undead?
To be quite honest, I have no idea.
Oh dear, 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 dear. I don't know what I'm going to tell Brother Eric about his child. Well, honestly, that is not your fault nor the fault of the Time Bandits. I give her a Canite so that it would be something of a badge, so that other Canites would understand she is spoken for. Instead, you want to use it in a game and think, why? Why? Jacob will pour another shot for both of them. He turns his back. Oh well, nothing about this we can solve tonight. But I was thinking we should go shopping. Yes, shopping would put me in a better mood. Would you like to go shopping?
Um, I don't know if it's very wise at this point in our conversation.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. I need a pick me up. You look like you need a pick me up too.
In that case, never mind.
Fair enough. I will get us a different car. Jacob will go into his cell phone and yeah, he will call up he'll call up the same guy that brought you to him, and because you know they're not gonna take the bike. Um, and he'll lead you to the car. He'll just call on his phone again to a member of his gang and just tell him, yeah, 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 just take my bike and put it in the garage. Get it off the street. And yeah, so they're just gonna cruise for a minute. So the Bergman, what would you like? What do you have your eye on? Hmm? What have you been able to go out and buy for a while?
First of all, what I would like is for you to please just call me Kristen.
Forgive me, forgive me. It's ceremony, titles. I'm sorry, Kristen.
Um, what would I like to buy? I don't necessarily have much cash, and nor do I think that there are lots of shops open at this time of night.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess yes. I guess this is the first time we've gone shopping. You have to understand, when I go shopping, I don't bring money with me. It's part of the fun. You have your eye on something, you tell good old Father Burns what it is, and I get it for you.
Hmm. So, okay, no, I understand stealing. That's good, I
I don't like to
guess.
call it stealing. I like to call it liberating.
Because materials also need to be liberated from. Yeah. Okay. No. Cool. Um. Yeah. She just looks down at herself and, well, I don't necessarily need clothes because these ones were made specially for me by our doctors. Apparently, well, like I said, I can't really remember, but apparently he did. Um, can we get our hands on some steaks? Because apparently people like to do that to me. I'm kind of tired of that.
Steaks. You just want like Jacob will make the stabbing motion of with his hand like steaks.
Hmm. Yes, because like I said, um, they tend to use them on me quite a lot, apparently. Because
Hmm.
I heard James laughing about the fact that it was like the 10th time or something. I can't, like I said, I can't really remember a lot, but I know at least one or two. Mm, apparently, since
Yeah,
he was
sure.
laughing, it's not really something that happens every day, but it seemed to be happening to me, like basically every day.
Hmm. No. I definitely understand. You just want some steaks. Oh, well, come on. I think we could do better than that. How about a harpoon gun?
A harpoon gun. Why would I want a harpoon gun?
Well, a harpoon doesn't necessarily need to be made all out of metal. Most have a wooden shaft. It's pressurized, fire from a distance.
And that way I could actually practice with my clanmates, sorry, packmates, without getting into trouble again for using demontation on them.
Yes, exactly. I mean, if that's what you want to use it for, it's no problem.
Okay, harpoon gun sounds interesting.
Alrighty then. Alan, take us to the docks. And we're going to drive down to the docks. And there's a fishing boat that Jacob remembers very well. It's a place he came to with Isis before when they went on a date. And looking down the fishing boats, could you make me a well, maybe we should both do like perception and investigation rolls so we could see which boats are outfitted with harpoons.
Okay, I'll roll yours first, if you know.
6 dice.
Three successes.
Sweet.
Um, I don't think I actually have investigation, but I'll. Oh, I actually have investigation. Wow.
Always a good thing to have.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I didn't expect her to have it, which will also make it 6 dice for me,
Sweet.
and also got three successes.
All right. Good. We find the exact boat we need. Oh, and you know what? They're a regular, like fishing boat. It's a professional fishing boat. So there's actually probably going to be some other goodies on there, like tridents and the such, fishing nets and all of that. Okay. So here's this boat, and the only thing is that well, we got to get on it, and it it's in the docks, but the oh god, the staircase where people disembark from,
Hmm.
it's up. Okay. So now, Jake's gonna look to you. He's gonna say, "Now, are you good with like the shadows? Are you good at hiding?"
Um, I'm not like the shadows that you use, no, but I can hide.
Okay, good. Just wait right here, and I'll throw you a rope once I get up there. Okay?
Hmm.
Jacob will spend a blood point and the willpower. He's just going to use a willpower point. And a tentacle, an arm of the abyss, is going to appear from the bow of the ship, and he'll spend another blood point to make it extend all the way out, and it'll curl him up, and it will lift him on top on board. Um, can you just do me a quick dexterity stealth roll? 5 dice.
Yep, 3 successes.
Cool. I get on. Yeah, he'll pass you. He'll look around. He'll find rope. He's gonna throw it down to you. He can't see you where you're at, obviously, but rope's there for you to take when you're ready to come out from hiding.
Um, Kristen will come out obfuscated, and she will take the rope. And I guess that will have to give me like a dex athletics, which, yay, I'm so terribly good at. Because no athletics. Hmm, Still 2 successes.
Sweet, sweet. Yeah. Just for extra coverage, Jacob's gonna spend one more blood point just to cloak the area with shadow play, just to hold him down for a sec. And yeah, we're gonna see that on the stern of the ship there is a almost cannon-like kind of harpoon gun, but it's really mounted on there. So it is going to use not only his own strength but the armor of the abyss too to kind of just like pry the thing off its bolts because obviously he can bring his toolkit with him and it'll just be easier. um, let's see. Okay, with my arm strength being 6 and mine 4. Oh, I guess roll like 10 dice against a difficulty of, let's go with 7. Ah,
It's let's see. No, 4 1s against 4 successes.
4 1s. I see. I see.
Oh no, that's a 7. Oh, haha!
Oh,
We actually have a success.
oh, okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah, it just after some real constraint breaks off finally from where it's mounted, which is kind of surprising because it's actually more lightweight. I guess someone thought ahead that someone would try to just
You
rip it
actually
off.
had 2 successes, by the way.
Oh, okay. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, we get the harpoon gun, and he'll look at you. Is like, "Are you sure? Is one enough? Do you want another one?"
I don't think I can carry more than one.
Oh, all
I'm
right, no
not that
problem, no
strong.
problem. Jacob looks around like, "Oh, look, I see some nets and I see some tridents. Do you want any of those?"
Oh, that might be handy, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like, you could really pin somebody with a trident. You could even throw it like a javelin if you get good enough.
Mhm. Yeah, and I
So,
should be using. I should be practicing on my physique.
yeah, it's always good to stay strong and lean. Now, remember, with this harpoon, you can pretty much attach a stake to it. You don't have to necessarily use a harpoon.
Mhm. So you can stake people from a distance then.
Exactly. So, with that, yeah, you can gather up a trident if you want. Any of the nets.
Mhm. Kristen will walk that way. She will try to feel how heavy everything is, and she finds out that it's actually quite heavy. So she's gonna spend 4 blood points to get her strength up to 5. Yay! So she can actually carry the shit.
All right. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's getting off the boat, which is going to be a little tricky. Now, either with the arm that's still kind of there, either you can let it move you, or you could jump off the dock. Which one?
Kristen's looking at Shadow Tentacle, and she's looking at Jacob, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll jump." She's just
Well,
not entirely trusting the situation still, not after everything that Jacob just found out and the way he responded to that. She's like, "Yeah, no."
alright, Sonny. So let's see. You're gonna jump. God, let's say 10 feet, and you want to land on the dock. You don't want to land in the water.
Exactly. So I'm gonna roll my dex because I still don't have any athletics. That did not magically grow on my character sheet, unfortunately, in the past 10 minutes. I got a success, so I'll make it, but it's not gonna be pretty. She's actually jumping on the docks, falling into the nets and just laying there for a moment. It's like, okay, I made it.
Yeah. Yeah. Jacob's gonna take his shadow tentacle, gonna ride it down. He'll banish it back into the abyss, and yeah, let's just make both one more stealth roll to get the fuck out of Dodge.
hmm How many dice was it for you?
Um. Okay, with my shadow plane effect, since we're off board, that would be 6 dice.
hmm Got a success.
All right.
Mm, I'm obfuscated, but I'll make.
Oh,
I'll make. No, I'll still make the dex roll because stealth. Yeah. No. Why would you need it in this about? Right?
all right.
Totally
Yeah.
unnecessary.
Yeah. Fuck the mortal eyes. Fuck 'em.
Exactly. But I got two.
All right. Okay, so we make it back over to the car, safe and sound. Uh, Load up the trunk, and we jump in. Alan will peel off. So Jacob will look at you and say, "Now is that it? Nothing else? You're good?"
Yeah, I'm good.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Where do- yeah, no problem. Where do you want me to drop you off at?
Mm, Probably be best to drop me off at Angel Sanctuary for now.
No problem. Alan, you're
Drop me
ready?
off around the corner because we just had a second attack on one of our
This is news to
places.
Jacob. Yeah, this is news to Jacob. He'll actually be kind of like he'll look at you with like real concern. Like, Jesus Christ, the bandits got attacked too?
Well, we already got attacked once, and um, yesterday our butchery burned down. Apparently, because I did some research on it, I couldn't really pick up much, but I could pick up a customer walking inside. It was something that she tries to focus, but at this point she can't really remember. And then there was a gunshot. That's what I picked up.
Hmm.
I've
Is
not.
there any
hmm?
No, no, I'm sorry, go on.
I've not been to the first location, so I couldn't actually. I've not checked out our mansion, but it also
I
got
see.
burned down, I believe.
Your mansion? Jesus Christ.
I out of character. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know exactly anymore, but I thought it was the mansion,
Oh.
or it was the thing in south of Zuster.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Well, Jacob's gonna say, well, my own personal haven got attacked too. So did the
Damn.
40K. I've been collecting some information of my own. Do you have a an email address or somewhere some way I can send you the data I've correlated?
Yeah, yeah, I got an email address, and she just writes it down for you on a note block that she apparently just seems to always have with her.
Yeah, good, good, good. Okay. Yeah, what you'll get in the mailbox, a personal courier of his will send it to you. It'll be a CD with the video footage from a rental place of three individuals, two men, a woman, and the woman has a lot of tattoos. They look Latino. Um, in a letter, Jacob will explain these are the people that rented a van that was found at the scene when the Avalon was burned. Oddly enough, that the van was actually ditched and torched as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, that information will be there for you, and we'll arrive to the destination. Jake will ask you if you need any help with everything in the back going to the door.
No, no, because I'm gonna try and do that obfuscated so that no one will notice me going in there. I don't know who is doing the attacks, but I prefer them not hitting Angel Sanctuary, especially not if it turns out that they're following me or something. I don't think so, but I mean, there's not any clue or something that would, but just to be on the safe side, I would hate for Murdoch to think that I might have had anything to do with it, so I prefer to do it as sneaky as possible.
Of course, understandable. But please, if you do find any more information regarding these fire attacks, please keep me in the loop. I want to get these
Oh,
bastards and get them
actually,
out of here.
just give me a moment to drop this off. I mean, we could totally like visit those two places and see if I can pick anything up with my aspects,
Sure, definitely.
or we could like go to your place and see if I can find anything to compare it with.
Either or would be much appreciated, Kristen.
Well, I got something off the butchery, but wasn't really much. I think I could do better, but I'm not quite sure. So if we go to like your place first, I can try if I could find something from that.
Sure.
Um, so first, Kristen will obfuscate herself, and she'll start dragging the harpoon and the nets and trident to the Angel Sanctuary, where she's gonna hide it. Actually, not inside because she's not gonna bother Murdoch with it at this point. Just make sure that's hidden safely. Um, and then she's gonna return. And I guess I will. If you just give me a moment, I will actually get my information correct to where we need to go when it comes to the time minutes. Mm, because I know it's the Real Veal Butchery. Mm, 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 Yeah, Real Veal Butchery burned down over the day, and the other place is just saying a compound, so that doesn't really say much. Because we have more than one thing. Hmm. Let's see. Quick. Mm, it's probably a compound in the south of Zuster if I look at the reply. So we could basically drive up to all three of them, see if I can find something with my aspects to find any. I need to sneeze. Sorry if it's gonna be loud.
All right.
Oh, sorry. um, she's gonna try to see if there's anything that is basically the same in all three of those places, like your personal haven, like the butchery, and the compound in the south of Zuster in Time Bandit territory.
Okay. Cool. We have the vehicle. We can drive around.
Exactly. Yay! So I need to get my auspex. No, that's wrong page. Stupid thing. Sorry. So we're just gonna do this. I think we're actually gonna skip the drives because there's not much to. I mean, we can't really discuss what we see because I will need an ST to actually tell me.
Right. Right. No, I understand.
Mm, so Spirit Touch is. Can you actually do that 3 times a night, or can you do it once? I don't know. Doesn't really say. Meh. I'm just gonna roll 3 times. If they don't agree with it, they'll let us know. Perception empathy. Ha. Let's see.
So this is the real veal butchery first.
Yeah, Realville Butchery first is. Let's see. Okay. And here we go. If it's difficulty 6, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Okay.
If it's
Could you
higher, then I'll have 1.
Awesome. Okay. Could you roll me my perception investigation just to see if I pick up anything with regular
Yeah.
gumshoe work?
Just give me a moment because I need to put everything in the chat because I need to make I can actually send this to an SD.
Okay.
Just put the amount of anything above 3. Oh, come on, camera, get back on. I can't see what I've rolled. Really?
You
Oh,
rolled a 6, a 3, an 8, a 4, something that got crossed out, can't see, a 1, an 8, and a 2.
6, 3, 6, 3, 8, 4, another 8, a 1, another 6. I believe. Let's see, is this, no, I still miss 1.
And yeah, no, you
Uh,
rolled a 6, an 8, an 8, and a 6 for your successes.
6, 3, 8, 4, 8. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm missing another 8. Or another 6. I can't. This is annoying. 6, 3, 8, 4, 6, 1, 8, 6. Yeah, another 8. I missed that one. Or another 6, but that's. And okay, so I got that one in the chat, and you wanted to roll how many dice for your investigation roll?
6 dice.
Okay. Hey, no, sorry, you fail.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
But I also got an investigation roll. And I completely forgot about that one the previous time that we were here, but that was like, well, just very quickly. So perception investigation for me is also 6. Wow. 1, 2, 3,
Nice.
4, 5 successes. Mm, yeah, okay. So we totally did the butchery.
Sweet.
And then we're gonna go over to the south of Time Bandit territory.
Okay. Driving along, driving along.
Oh, I only get one success on my Auspex.
Okay.
I'm not gonna write everything down. It's just I'm pretty sure that that's just one success. And I'll roll your investigation first. 2 successes.
Nice. Something.
Hmm. And then I'll roll mine. Nope, nothing. Then we'll go over to your haven.
Yeah, we are going up to High Point, to the Avalon. Yeah, go up to where the fire happened. Yeah, fire kind of. Yeah, I was told where it happened, so yeah, we'll go there and make your magic.
Again, one success.
All right.
Mm, wrong one. Then your invest roll first, or did you already make an investigation roll on this?
I believe I did. Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're just gonna do this again because, hey, we're together. We could point out stuff to each other, especially if that one success on my Ausbox did actually give something. So yours is 2 successes. And finally, we'll have Kristen investigating. 3 successes.
Sweet.
Well, with a shitload on dice rolls, we actually managed to visit all places.
Mm.
At least as we're concerned at this point.
Have you heard anything from the Scorpion as of late?
I'm sorry, I've never met scorpions before. I don't really go out of Time Bandit territory much.
Ah, no worries. It's just, well, I don't really know where most of their havens are or what their properties, but I haven't heard anything from them. I don't know if they've been attacked yet or not. I'm hoping not, because possibly they might be their next target. So far, I think they're the only pack that hasn't been hit.
Hmm. Or they are the ones doing the hitting.
I would hope that not be the case.
Well, it could also then again be if they are the only one that don't get hits, that someone is making us believe that they are the only ones that haven't been hit and therefore are the ones doing it. It really depends on how you're gonna look at it.
It is. I just don't quite get it. I mean, here's one thing that's been bothering me about this whole situation. The Avalon. That was a new property of mine. I mean, like, I just finished paying it off.
Hmm.
And yet it seems that everyone here in the city has been attacked. Now, the question that I'm asking is, who did all of us collectively fuck over in order to warrant this? If, of course, this is something or someone other than, say, the Camarilla. Because that was my first choice.
To be honest, I think I'm really the wrong person to ask that question because I have no idea. For as far as I know, we haven't fucked up anyone really. I mean, not something as big as this.
It's
L-
true.
Like I said, I don't go out very often and usually don't leave bandit territory.
Kristen, as a Malkavian, and I had a brother in my pack a while ago. He was a Malkavian too. Now, I heard that your kind are capable of seeing signs and omens and things. Are you capable of that?
Hmm, I don't know. Not for as far as I know. No.
Well, I'm not asking you to read tea leaves or things like that, but perhaps if you just happen to see a pattern somewhere that you're gifted.
Hmm. Well,
with.
I don't know if I can actually. Give me a quick moment. Also works on. I just don't know if Eyes of Chaos actually works on people only or also on objects. Hmm. No. No, I've never. At least I've never. I have never experienced it, but I could always try because the thing that I did with George, I could see if it would work on like your Haven.
Hmm. Oh, well, I guess let's see. Jacob will pick up some of the debris, something that's very fragile, turning into ash and dust. We'll just sprinkle it from his hand and drop it from the floor. Drop it to the floor. And I'm sorry, out of character. You have eyes of chaos, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, I just remember from the way it's supposed to work, some
Mm,
pattern in mind. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm hoping something somewhere. God will just send us a sign.
Kristen will just take the ashes in her hands and she'll close her eyes and again try to find that inner center through the chaos in her mind. Try to focus herself. And do we have a dice roll? Oh wow, that's
Nice.
4 successes. Well, depending on the difficulty,
Hmm.
but I think it will be at least 2 successes.
At least I think. Okay. Well, whatever it is you see, if anything.
hmm So, well, if she doesn't know what she sees, because hey, there's no ST here, she just opens her eyes, frowns for a moment, is like, okay, I really need to think about this. You need to give me some time to work this out.
Of course, of course, of course. Must be luck.
Yeah, besides, I had not expected this. I'm so used to thinking that I can only do something on people. I'm not really used on doing something on this kind of stuff. But I will go to the butchery and uh, the other compound of us that got hit, and I will also use it there, and I will try to see if I can find anything. But I need to analyze and think about it, and I don't know, maybe pray to God for a miracle.
May God shed His light upon us. But I think the hour is growing late, and well, We wouldn't want to get ourselves trapped in the daylight, now would we? Thank you so
No.
much for
Well, I guess it's the least I could do. I mean, um, especially after I gave you that horrible news, it wasn't really my intention to upset you.
I know, Kristen. I know. And I'm sure if a certain ghoul had used her protection as a toy, maybe somebody would have realized she was spoken for. But what do I know? Anyhow, though, as I said before, you might want to tell Murdoch and the other time bandits that keeping Alice in the long run might not be a good idea. But that's
I'll
my advice.
I'll tell them. At least, I mean, I can tell them in the end they'll just they usually ignore me because um they see me as the newest pack member, which, well, technically I am because I don't have any memories from before, but yeah, it kind of makes it difficult. Uh, it's never mind. It's just pack problems.
I understand. I understand. But yes, let's go. And
Hmm.
I'll have Alan drive you back to wherever you wish to call your haven for the night. I'll be all right. I'll just catch a cab.
Thank you.
No problem.
Um,
And with that, yeah, Jacob and Kirsten, they will walk out of the Avalon. Jacob will open the door for Kirsten, and she'll jump in the car. Alan will drive her back to wherever she needs to go. And Jacob will just kind of take a stroll, maybe actually detour, and go see his number one bitch, Chloe, over at the brothel, and just hang there for the night.
and we will end it scene, but I will also make the Eyes of Chaos rolls just in case for the two Time Bandits places. So the butchery gets 2 successes, depending on the difficulty, and the South Compound gets 1 success, also depending on the difficulty. And with that, we will end scene.